Hello everyone, and welcome to Rip and Tears Day. I'm going to load up the level before it gets too far into the intro. Well, the background noise, because the menu noise is a lot. Also, advanced apologies. It is really windy here today. Really windy, so if you hear the outside galing by, I'm sorry, but I'm sat right in front of a window, so it's going to happen. Yeah, windy country. Also, thank you very much to Sharky B for the follow. I misclicked actually on Stream Elements. She didn't follow just now during the intro of the stream. She actually followed me last night. But still, thank you anyway. Right, now let's get on with this. I've completely forgotten all the controls. Alright, it's okay. It's only just the beginning of map 27. Fine, we've got this. 2 more, and then it's the Icon of Sin. Oh. Just going to up the volume a bit because the bass volume for this, compared to the intro stuff, is very low. I don't know why. I don't know. It's like, I don't know what this is. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. Kind of immediate. Oh, Spectre. Don't like them. No. Thor's had an interesting take, gotcha. I don't know. Did Thor have anything to do with the winds? Or the wind not counterpart of thunder and lightning? Yeah, that's my thought exactly. I don't know. I honestly don't know if Thor had anything to do with the wind. I have no idea what that's... Oh, there's some wind. Oh, and there's a Hell Knight. Whoa, okay. Okay, so, you know, wind and Hell Knight combination. There you go. There's the other key immediately. Really hesitant to pick up that invulnerability sphere. Not sure how much I need it. Okay. I'll just take it. Probably gonna regret having it now, but hey. I'm already regretting it, the decision from my eyes' point of view. Ow. That's bright. Well, at the very least, I can see Spectres easier in this mode. In addition to not being blinded. Moto has no idea, just thought he was generally thunderstormy. Quite possibly. I don't know how integral thunderstorms generally are to the form of wind, but hey, if Thor wants to claim those, he can claim those as well. I'm not going to tell Thor he can't do something. And hey DJ, welcome to some nice old Doom 2. Oh, it's an act. I don't like you. Why am I strafing? Has been invulnerable. Wow, that invulnerability lasted pretty much exactly as long as it needed to. Ooh, what's all done here? That... Is this PC? Oh no, this is PS4. I have most of the Doom series on PS4. The only one I don't have is the Doom RPG, but there's no great loss in that. So the only mod content that I've got is the stuff that came with the PS4 release of Doom 2. And this was also... I got this all and arranged the streaming of such back when my PC couldn't actually stream anything without dying. So PS4 was the only choice, really. But it's not a bad thing. It just means that, because it's a PS4 port of... Oh, okay, not good, not good. Oh. Okay, that was a bit too intense. Oh, I should have got the Berserk pack first. I forgot Supercharge just gives you an extra 100. Oh! Okay. You know what? Screw it, BFG. I'm going to BFG him. No. Not doing it. Why are you alive still? You are very much not allowed to be alive. Right. Correct way. Berserk pack. Then Supercharge. Why another computer area map? Another Supercharge which I shouldn't have picked up. I don't know. Well, I can't leave through that way. Can't leave through that way either. So I'm going to assume that there is a door or something here. Or not. And according to that, everything says, you know, I should be able to leave through one of these things. And there's the massive window I was telling you about. Which, you know, plus side, it's nice and cool. There you go, you get all this variety of sound that Doom Guy can make. See, that's actually... I forgot that certain things in this game can only be activated by shooting them. Oh, great! Lava. Lava and chain gun, guys. What? Oh, I'm so glad I got the invulnerability sphere. Hello, Revenants. You can punch me all you like, doesn't it? Not going to do anything. See, DJ, you can't play Doom 2016 on your PC because it's a laptop, hates it at the point it plays with lag worse than hell, or get a new PC. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. To be honest, I'm not too sure how my PC would do with... Okay! Would do with 2016, or even Doom Eternal. It's another reason I'm glad that the PS4 existing, because I can just put those in... I put the disc into my game, put the disc into my console, and it works. Mal saying Deimos today. Yeah, it's a new Warframe update comes today, and I have to say, between the announcement trailer and now, the time that's taken for that, I've lost all interest in it. Again. Oh yes, over there. You can't wait to feed your materials to the mouth and throw your frames onto the absorption wall. Yeah. I mean, you know, the bad thing is that the only thing I find appealing about the new update at this point is that I want to make a lotus garden. Just, you know, sacrificing every single Warframe I can come across. Oh, that wasn't good. Oh, it's a Hell Knight. There's only one. It's fine, it's only just one. It says, yeah, you're not even seeing part of what's going on, so you're writing about keep up while Doom guys just grunting in the background. Yeah. God, I love Doom for that. Oh! Exit, okay. Far be it from me. DJ's saving it, and it's very hard because Steam knows you're saving. Oh, I agree. Steam knows exactly when you're trying to save money. Steam knows A, when you're trying to save money, and B, when you have no money. Because I'm getting Steam sales at the moment, and I've got next to no money. I was like, damn it. Games that I really would love to play are on sale. I've got no money until September. And you know, just to top it off, when does the sale end on the game I like? 31st of August. So before I get money. It's like, oh, you're just you know, being unfairly taunting at this point, Steam. I mean, you know, I keep saying things like, you know, Steam taunting me with a game that I really want on discount, but then, you know, GOG comes along and says, hey, here, you know these, you know this developer? Well, they've been around for 20 years now, so how about we give you a discount on everything they've released? Yeah, that's like 20 games here. Do you want all of them? Yeah, it's only going to cost you £22. Okay, I'm going to buy a load of those because all those are good games. Hate Archviles. Archviles are the one thing I wish were removed from Doom, because I just don't like dealing with them. That's... well, there's a texture break. Doom 2, experimenting with invisible walls and not getting them quite right. But you know, I don't think anyone else actually did them at this point, so... No. Oh! Ah, it's actually, yeah. Okay. Ooh, a megasphere. I will take that. And they're just going to throw it out. Doot. Yeah. Oh. It's not like it came from behind me. But it can't... Oh, it did! Great, so this is the level that Doom chose to experiment with invisible walls. Lovely. Yep. Okay, what was that one? That's a red door. Mostly thinks those textures are appetizing. Yep. Well, we're going knee deep in the doot here. Isn't this... Oh, I didn't really want to be here. But you know, it's happened now. Die faster. I do not like them. Oh, well, now that's when they give me an invulnerability sphere. And a BFG over there, okay. I think I know what this is as well. If I recall correctly... Oh, my eyes. Oh, hi! Because, you know, the Spider Mastermind. Yep. I can go up there, but isn't this something as well? Well, I wasn't expecting that. Oh look, another invulnerability sphere. Oh! Okay, it's really throwing these invulnerability spheres at me. It's mildly worrying. I think it's, you know, expecting to throw a lot more at me than it actually did. Oh, that actually wasn't what I thought it was. Or is it? Ah. Oh, right, no, it's just the other way back. Okay, so that was not at all what I thought it was. It was just a massive secret. I honestly thought that's how you got to the second secret Wolfenstein level. Oh no! No, 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 no. Hate you with a vengeance. Nope. Eat sawn-off shotgun. Or super shotgun. What? Whichever. Those things. Really, really hate those things. Weird. Oh, there's the wind again. Nope. That just plain hurt. This, I think, is an elevator. Yeah, it is. I can't shake the feeling that that place with that I came from with all the lava was the secret exit to Wolfenstein 2. I don't know why, it's sticking in my mind that that's where it was. It's really throwing the demons at me now. I mean, to be fair, it is one of the last levels. So it's level 28. I've just realised. New level. Save. Because I really don't want to die. Don't want to die and lose all my stuff. Ah. Step back. Moser wants to commit a little murder. You have construction stuff going in the house at the moment, and you haven't slept properly in weeks. It's time to get to you. Oh, I sympathise with you and me immensely. That is one of the worst things. Supercharge. That probably wasn't worth it for, you know, all of 10 health. But hey. Oh, a red key. Ooh! Okay, 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 just sudden revenants. Sure. I hate those things. I mean, to be fair, I don't hate revenants. Revenants are actually kind of cool in terms of game design and everything, really. It's just getting surprised and jumped by them like that is not high on my list of things that I like. Oh, there we are. That's how you turn the lights back on in here. There's nothing actually else in there, just more bullets. Okay. Somewhere there's a red door. Somewhere. Most of super back. Your sleep pattern also makes it so you're awake at night when it's quiet and sleep when it's noise o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, I know that one immensely. But this is when I sleep, but normal people don't sleep at this point in time, so they're going to be doing things. So, I don't like it when normal people are doing things. Still cannot shake the feeling. I mean, I know this is like, you know, slaughter map type territory. Just because, you know, enemy spam. But I'm almost completely convinced this is where the Wolfenstein secret is. I just don't quite know where it is. Although, you know, I could also be completely and utterly deceiving myself. You know what? No, I'm going to quickly look it up. Bear with me. Oh. Okay. It's not in this level. It's really not. I've missed it completely. The second Wolfenstein level is found by going through a secret elevator in the first Wolfenstein level, and because I didn't find that, it didn't take me to the second one. Well. Let's see. Oh, well, there's the exit. DJ says, it's funny how your PC can run a lot of games just fine, but Doom 2016 and Just Cause 3 is screwed. Oh, and a bit of Overlord 2, but only the beginning. Yeah. It's been weird, like, with my PC as well. Like, before I upgraded the processor, it couldn't run much. Like, anything that's graphically demanding, it would struggle with. That said, though, it was able to run Space Hulk Deathwing, you know, perfectly on ultra high settings as well. It would struggle a little bit, just a little, but overall, okay. But overall, it would still run. Try and play Viscera Cleanup Detail, however, would not even. No, it just wouldn't. Everything was slowed down. So this is how bad my memory of Doom 2 is. I don't recall this level at all. And this is level 29. Which probably says about how many times I've actually gotten all the way to the Icon of Sin. It's not been many times. I do not get to the Icon of Sin that often. Thankfully, though, because of how the Icon of Sin is so unique, I know how to fight it as a boss. I just, you know, haven't done in a while. I killed you with that shot. Oh, great. A Cuter Demon and a Hell Knight in the... You know what, I'm just going to pass my life for you. Emotive Sings Crimea Lava. I mean, you say that, that's... What's happened there? Okay, there's a teleporter. Fine. You say that, but at the end of this journey, well, I say the end. The end of the Doom series? Oh no. No, 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 no. That was lucky. Oh, and there's the cute Doom. At the end of this the Doom series, the game that birthed that song. And I've had so many thoughts on, you know, what I want to do after I finally finish the Doom series and end it with Doom Eternal. Like, I could go into modded Doom on the PC and show off some of my, you know, more liked Doom mods. But at the same time, it seems a bit, it's just, you know, repeating content just with mods on. But then again, I did get another idea. I was not feeling all that great lately, so I need something to cheer me up. So what do I decide to cheer me up? I decided that I would see if I could buy Heretic. Now Heretic, if people don't know, is a Doom-like game that was made around about the same time as Doom 2 by it was also, well, it was also published by id Software, but it was made by Raven Software. And it used the Doom engine, but basically gave the entire thing a fantasy setting. And it was, you know, very, very successful. Very good, in my opinion. But I've not had it for quite a long time, so I really wanted... I really wanted, you know, to see, like, what I could do with perhaps Heretic. But I found it on Steam. Was it Steam? Yes, it was Steam. Found Heretic on Steam. Well, I typed it in Heretic on Steam, and it's coming up as costing, like, I don't know, £2. Like, okay, that's not bad at all for you know, Heretic. Then saw that it was part of the Ultimate Hexen pack. Now, Hexen, for those of you again who are unfamiliar with the game, is the sequel to Heretic. And, well, let's just put it this way. That pack combined Heretic, Hexen, the map pack for Hexen, and Hexen 2 for £5. So, of course, I bought it. Now, Hexen 2 I can't play... Well, I can play, but I can't play it with mods. However, the mod that I am massively a fan of playing Doom in also works for Heretic and Hexen. So I'm extremely tempted that once I've done the Doom series, that I play Heretic and Hexen with the Guncaster mod, which essentially turns Doom Guy, or whoever the protagonist actually is, into a 8-foot tall dragon using magic and guns, and it's immensely fun. Let's see. DJ's just saying saving for a new PC for games. Also some ideas, but you don't know on that yet. Yeah. Like, if you're going from a laptop to a PC and you're wanting it for gaming purposes, then I would wholly recommend that you do so. You actually, you know, you upgrade to a full PC rather than just staying with a laptop. Because while gaming laptops exist, and they are great, there's nothing wrong with them, they do tend to be harder to upgrade. So rather than upgrading your gaming laptop, you'll have to replace it. Whereas a PC, you can just open it up, take pieces out, and upgrade them directly by putting in new components. It's what I would highly suggest doing. It's a bit more of an investment than a gaming laptop, but it's worth it in the long run. Oh, that's a cheap trick! Oh, you got me there, Baron. Really got me there. There's nothing there. However, this... okay. Sneaky. Most says, sounds like a worthy option. Cheers and witchcraft. Because Hexa is witches in German. That's probably where they got the name Hexen from then. Because Hexen also brought in something that's quite new to first-person shooters. I think it might have actually pioneered it. Classes. There are 4 different classes available to play. Is it 4? No, it's 3. There are 3 different classes you can play on Hexen. And there's 4 in Hexen 2. And they all play differently. They have different weapons, different health levels, play styles, and they all just feel quite nice and different, rather than just being, a change of cosmetics. Hexen 2 takes this further, with all 4 character classes actually being, very different from one another, except for the fact that every single male character class in Hexen 2 has the same voice actor. I mean, to be fair, we're only talking about pain grunts and things like that, and jumping sounds. But at the end of the day, we are still talking about 3 characters using the same voice lines. Hexen, that's just plural or verb infinitive. Yeah, that makes sense. You said you know, but try to tell your mum that. You try to tell your mum that, but yeah. Yeah, sadly, when you're not the one in control of the actual money itself, it can be very hard to get to what you actually need. I was very, very lucky that the PC I have now was my 30th birthday present from my parents. Okay, so there's... I'm being shot at. I mean, I can hear him being shot at, I just can't see where he's coming from. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. That's like trying to explain to someone what a meme is. Ah, yeah. Gotcha on that one. Yeah, I was very, very lucky that the PC that I was using that, apart from the processor, was my 30th birthday present from my parents. And they, to be fair to them, they did come to me and they said, we want to buy you a PC, but we have no idea what we're doing. I said, okay, are you okay with me just giving you a list of components, and then that's all you need to do, is just buy everything on that list? So they said that was fine, and they gave me a upper budget. So I looked around, found probably one of the best builds I could have done for that price, and I just sent the list to them. And the next thing I know, like, just before my birthday, I get a parcel with, well, they tell me that a parcel has arrived with all my computer parts in it. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't actually in a place to put that together and use it at that time, so they held on to it. And it was about a year or so until I was actually able to use this computer, but it's here now. It's been my faithful companion for a couple of... Where's my plasma rifle? There we are, plasma rifle. Oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die against a Mancubus. Oh. I'm not quite sure whether I want to reload my save or if I want to just chance it. Oh, well. Icon of Sin. Oh, it's fine as a Mega Sphere. We're good. We're good. Everything here. 200 on both. Welcome to the boss fight of Doom 2. Doom 1 had the boss fights of the 2 Barons of Hell, then the Cyber Demon, and then the Spider Mastermind, and then in the later episodes they just combined the Cyber Demons and Masterminds. Because, you know, that's fun apparently. And now, we'll see the masterfulness that is the final boss of Doom 2. Now, if anyone has seen my Doom Eternal streams, we'll also know that I need to do this quickly, because the longer the Icon of Sin is on Earth, the more powerful it becomes. Thankfully, this one is nowhere near as intimidating. It just requires a really weird way of fighting it. That's the Icon of Sin. And for some weird, sorry about that, for some weird reason, my microphone settings said, oh, let's just mute ourselves. So yeah, sorry about that. My PC crashed. Completely, it just completely died. So, sorry about that. The Icon of Sin was so powerful that, as DJ said, it killed the entire stream. So, we're back. That was annoying. Hello again. I got partway through fighting him. It's still black in science. Did refresh. Yes, as I said, refresh the stream again and close some tabs. Because everything on my end is showing that I should be here. You're going to say you have no idea how to make a PC, but your dad's friend does. I would. So in the perfect world, my suggestion would be get the components together. Oh, now the Elgato's messing up a little bit as well. So I'm going to fix the Elgato whilst I continue to talk about this. So the way I do it, the way I would suggest to do it with mine is, in the perfect world, do the same that I did. Find out all the computer components that you need. Get help from your dad's friend as well with recommendations on what would be good and what wouldn't be good for your computer. And then when you get all of them together and they all arrive, take them to your dad's friend and ask him, to put them all together. Excuse me, while you watch. And he can explain it to you, and then it will show you, how things go together, and it will help you give an idea of how to fix it should it go wrong, or upgrade it again. And most of it's back after 4 attempts. I mean, to be fair, I just had to reset my Elgato again because he was doing that thing where it hangs up. Well, sorry. So again, it freezes momentarily every 5 seconds or so. It's still doing it. It is still doing it. Right, wonderful. I don't know what it is then. I don't know what's happening. Actually, maybe doing this will help. So excuse me again. This is going to go off again. Well, the stream's not going to go off, hopefully, but the display is. Okay, no device. Right. That's good. That's what I wanted it to happen. That's fine. The Icon of Sin is really destroying my account here. Malzal saying, so 200 V-Bucks have disappeared off your account. Yes, for once in your life, your password will be nothing like your normal passwords. You think this is Raven Hackers determined? It sounds it. Like, yeah, you should really completely change your so here's the thing, Mal. When you get hacked, generally people use a program to guess your password, generally through brute forcing, and what it will do is, so if it locks you out, then it will start trying things that are similar to the password that it knows worked before, which is how people still manage to maintain control of your account. If you change it entirely to something completely foreign to what you usually do, that usually outfoxes them. Okay. Now it's working. Now the Elgato stream is not actually pausing every few seconds, and we've got visual, and we have audio, and we're good. And I thought yesterday with me editing my own YouTube video was going to be the test of my editing skills, but no, apparently this is. So, interesting factoid for people as well. That distorted voice that it was just doing, what that is in truth actually saying is a modified and distorted version of to win the game, you must beat me. You must kill me, John Romero. And that is literally what you have to do. You have to. We're going to have to go and kill John Romero here. Mal still listens to the Cry Me the Lava version every so often. It's good, isn't it? Motor's in disbelief. You heard me personally, very good singing voice. Missed. Only somehow you forgot how to read. You think you're reading something wrong. What? A compliment? Oh! No, that didn't hit him. Although something very weird is going on. I'm not losing rockets. Oh no, it's just an infinitely spawning box of rockets, I think. Oh! Aha! That was one of them. That was a hit. That was a very, very correct hit on him. Go away. Oh no! Why? Why would you spawn a friggin' arch vial? Go away. Why aren't you dying to... Missed again. Val saying apple strudel and plus vanilla ice cream equals yum. I'm weird, I can't eat those together. I can't eat something that's warm with something like ice cream. I just can't. I know who's protesting that Cry Me a Lava is so bad. It's not. It's nowhere near as bad as you think it is, Moto. My aim is getting awful. Well, what am I saying getting? My aim is just as awful. Oh, and I've run out of rocket boxes as well. Oh dear. Now? This is going to be a while. Now. That got him. Have you actually heard of Cry Me a Lava? Yes, I have. I get on me as not bidding for the bass. No. Yes! Icon of Sin beaten. %16,000%. Sorry, no. 1,600% kills. Apple ice cream is yum, you demon. I can't eat something hot and cold at the same time. That's the problem, though. Like, for me, if something's going to be cold, then it's all cold. But if you do, if you add it together, like the ice cream starts melting, then it's, that defeats the point of ice cream for me. I don't like warm ice cream. Just like, actually, no, I do like warm custard. That's a weird thing. I'm not saying, did the stream die at some point? If I only been streaming for 10 minutes, it died. My whole computer crashed. Like, my first attempt at the Icon of Sin, I raised that pillar up the first time with the Switch, and around about that time, the stream just completely died. Well, my PC just died, so I had to reset the PC, restart OBS, log into Steam again for some weird reason, and then restart the stream. And I also loaded the level from the beginning just so you'd see the entirety of Icon of Sin. It's going in threes again. Like, the Remnant stream completely died because I don't know why, because very badly made DLC. The other side stream was a complete disaster. And now this has died. Most says also combining hot and cold foods is the only way you're able to eat hot foods. You're terrible at handling hot food. I'm a dragon. I eat hot food. Mal's eating fish fingers and custard. Call you Mal Smith. Ah, I can't. I can't for me. I don't eat fish. I was never brought up eating fish, so now just the smell and just everything about fish is like, no thanks. I'd really rather not. And most is a cat. Cats don't usually go for hot food though. They prefer cold food. And now, the ending. Which is going to be mostly hidden by my overlay and face cam. Or at least the beginning of it. So, as usual, I'll just read it out. The horrendous visage of the biggest demon you've ever seen crumbles before you. After you pump your rockets into his exposed brain, the monster shrivels up and dies, its thrashing limbs devastating untold miles of hell's surface. You've done it. The invasion is over. Earth is saved. Hell is a wreck. You wonder where bad folks will go when they die now. Wiping the sweat from your forehead, you begin the long trek back home. Rebuilding your Earth ought to be a lot more fun than ruining it was. Most is cold plush for this. She equals good for cat. Yep. Oh. Oh, there we go. So we get a little demon gallery of everything, what it's called, and how it dies, and how it attacks. So the zombie man, shotgun guy, heavy weapon dude, imp, demon. Just goes to show that what we know these things as now aren't what they were originally called. Lost soul, I mean that's still intact. Cuter demon. I refuse to call it anything but a cuter demon because they are so cute. Even their death noise is cute. Hell Knight, which is just a reskinned Baron of Hell with different noises. Baron of Hell. Arachnotron. Hate those things. Pain Elemental, aka Ball of Hugs. Revenants. Mancubus. Archvile, my arch nemesis. I hate these things. The Spider Mastermind. The Cyber Demon. Our hero, Doom Guy. Look at that. There we are. That's Doom 2. Oh, now Nerve Software has their little thing. I love how they've tried to make it nice and 3D, but it really doesn't work with the 2D sprites. Oh, no, we're skipping that. No. Nerve Software did nothing. Add-ons. Yeah, I know. Installed. I've got nothing active. So yeah, I only have 2. Because a lot of them are copied over from the Doom 1 games, and also there's Plutonia Pack and TNT, which I really don't fancy playing. So we're going to go for BSTX Episode 1. Fly. Add-ons are active, so trophies will be disabled. That's fine. Episode 1, best attack string with start and X. Okay. Level select. Hey, not too rough. BSTX contractual obligation. Play level. Oh, that's a nice little new HUD. DJ is trying to Google off PC, but number hunts your head, and we have some ideas on it. Good. But I would definitely recommend finding someone like your dad's friend who knows about building PCs and getting their advice. Because it's so easy to get the wrong components. Like, the first time I built my own PC, I bought all the components I needed, only to find that I bought a micro motherboard, which didn't have a graphics card slot. Back in the days when graphics cards had their own slots and not normal PCI slots. So that was completely useless to me. So I had to basically go and fork out for a whole new motherboard, which those things aren't cheap. And to be fair, this is... Okay, so this mod is quite interesting. It's given me a shotgun, it's given me some things, but there's nothing... There's no enemies so far. I mean, there's 74 enemies apparently according to the map readout. Just nothing so far. So, only some help. Adult themes is about to happen. Baby Snake needs to happen. Angerboda will have such dealings with Loki to make Baby Snake. Okay. So, going back to something that we discussed before, Moto. Does it need to happen on screen? Or can you just say it happened? Oh look, now we've got now we have another child on the way. Because this is one of those things where I would be tempted to say it doesn't need to be seen or written about. So just say, you know, draw the veil. It happens. Get Bluey to open that door. I like the fact that, you know, oh, there's our first demon, and he's dead. So I love the fact that, you know, the blue has been retextured. It looks like, you know, the shade of the blue, like globally, has just been heightened a little bit. So the health pickups are now a lighter blue, and but then again, so is the cutie demon blood. So if you need some display, because backstory needs to be referred to, I'm going to try my whole scene for it. Like, why? Why does it need to be referred to? Why can't it just be, you know, a fade to black thing, and then, you know, pregnancy? There's no need for it to be an on-screen thing at all. Be one of those things, you know, leave it to the reader's imagination. That's something I was trying to do with when I was writing, and that was, you know, much more my writing style was to give a bit more of a minimalist description on things, and let you know, let the readers fill in the blanks of their imagination. Okay, so that's like a stag. I don't really want to go in there because, you know, I don't really want to be willingly walking into toxic slime unless I really have to. So far this mod's quite nice. It's got some really nice free textures in it. It's built in quite a nice way as well. So there's a fair number of enemies, but they're quite nicely paced. Like, I'm not being swarmed by enemies like one of those previous maps were. Like, one of the previous mods I did, it was Deathless. Rather than Deathless mod, and it just, you know, enemy spam got to gargantuan levels. But to be fair, this level's gargantuan as well, just looking at that map. Like, oh boy, this is massive. Matt says it's nice for now, yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. It's nice for now. It could quite easily go south as maps go along, as has been the case for previous map packs that we dealt with. Again, Deathless. I mean, it's because backstory. It's not an excuse. Like, I'm going to try to do a thing where they remember how they first reunited after the Slaven situation. I need to at least refer to it because of Jotun culture backstory. They'll explain parts later when Loki goes to Asgard for Thor and Sif's wedding, and people do a react to his presence. But it doesn't need to be in a sex scene. It just doesn't. You haven't still, PM me if you need to, on Discord, but I don't see where any of that is, requiring the use of an adult scene. And again, because backstory is not an excuse. I've got nowhere. I've got nowhere to go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so far so good with this mod. At the very least, one thing I'm not going to be able to take away from it is the visual design. Oh, slime! Mal says because front story then. Touche, Mal. Touche. Or, if you have a hair problem, toupee. It's like if you ever go to hell and you find that Satan wears a wig, never mention it, because then there'll be hell to pay. Not even the least bit sorry for that one. Berserk back. Don't really mean it. The readout down the bottom right with my ammo does help. It shows off the amount of... Why is there an arachnotron? Why is there an arachnotron? Tell me the reason why there's an arachnotron this early in a Doom mod. Was this map maker a sadist? Why haven't you given me a super shotgun yet? I need a super shotgun to deal with the arachnotrons. Because they take too long to die otherwise. And they says you're not going to write a whole scene like that, just like some touching and kissing that'll lead to a kind of flashback. Has to be at least somewhat related, because otherwise it just wouldn't come up at all. It's about the reason why Loki sought refuge in Asgard after Lorfey died. I still don't see why. Call me old-fashioned or a prude or anything you want with that, but I just don't see... I've never seen the need for adult scenes as storytelling devices. Oh, okay. Oh, really? I mean, suppose, yeah, it could be still leading to an exit. This is very suspicious. This is very, very suspicious with how many things it's making me do. Gate B now boarding for Cluster 1. So, over that way, I suppose. Because everything else here, Gate A, can't even go that way. Oh, there's blood there. Oh, people have been dying here. I guess if this is the waiting room, the wait must have killed them. More of the wind. Exit. Keep arms inside vehicle at all times while moving. Gotcha. So far, not bad. Par 1 minute 15. People expect you to get through that in 1 minute 15. Ha! DJ, you'll try to ask him, although your memory isn't great on stuff, unless it's games knowledge, like a lot of Zelda knowledge. Ask it to be written down. Or, write it down yourself, or put it in your phone or something, so you can remember it. There's definitely nothing wrong with that sort of thing with writing it down, because at the very base layer of it, it is complicated stuff. It is complicated stuff, and there's a lot of things you need to take into account. There's a Mancubus over there! Why? I mean, I'm glad that they keep the super demons, as it were, a good distance away. But why? What? Why a Hell Knight? I'm still yet to see anything, any hint of a, something that would, you know, include a Doom 2 Arsenal sort of thing. That Incubus isn't hurting me. He's not firing at me. He's not getting in the way. Nothing. I'm not gonna take him down. Just as I say that, he starts firing at me. Thanks, Mancubus. It's still going to be too much hassle to kill him versus letting him live. Okay, imagine we skip over that scene. Aside from touching like the relationship between Loki and Bodo is rather asexual. Okay, obviously they're not going to do anything of that sort in front of Fenrir either. Yep. So it's not just a topic at all. Like, we don't have any reason to refer to that backstory otherwise. I don't want to bring it up as it happens because it'll be rather garbage narrative technique. You need setups for your payoffs, otherwise it's just So dream sequence. Flashbacks happen, you know, for completely unrelated reasons. There's something else could happen that that triggers it. Why arachnotrons? Why? Okay. Okay. Hell Knight. Watching now, got moment. Hello, club goers. Welcome to BSTX or BTSX, one of those. I think it's BSTX. A Doom. Well, it claims to be a Doom 2 mod, but the only thing I've seen that's Doom 2 of it is the monsters. No hint of a super shotgun yet. Red key needed. Ooh, vents. I'm going to a vent. What could go wrong? It's like Doom guy has never seen aliens. Let's see, Emoto says, would you rather have them brewing potions or whatever and suddenly it's backstory with sexual aspects out of nowhere and dream sequences are a bit cheap in your opinion? You'd have to basically encrypt the actual content of the dream because dreams are fun like that. I'm just saying, I don't see where, you know, any aspect of sexual nature in it needs to come in. I just don't. I'm not going to deal with that accurate there. Oh, there's the wind again. That's a particularly strong one. Notice all the stuff that you said previously about why sometimes, not always, but sometimes sex scenes should be written out details still stand. I still disagree with that, personally. I don't see any reason for them having to be written out. If you want to, then go for it, but I don't see that it should be a... I was complaining about Super Shotgun and it's right there. I don't see why it should be... why it needs to be a part of any sort of narrative. DJ says about Zelda, now you want to say you think fun fact on Zelda. Zelda Breath of the Wild, the art of it, before the game came out, used aliens. Really? Aliens in the Zelda game? I mean, it's not the craziest idea I've heard of, and it is Legend of Zelda, so making sense isn't usually in its wheelhouse. I mean, not in my opinion anyway. Then again, I have not actually played Legend of Zelda game properly since Ocarina of Time. Never even played Majora's Mask. And I've seen very little to actually draw me in to want to play, great. I hate imps and stuff that can run around like that. I've seen very little that actually draws me into wanting to play Breath of the Wild. Besides the fact that I actually need to buy a whole new console just to play it, because Nintendo are really stingy. Only something being more ace than my ace fiance and yourself combined. Like, sexuality is a huge part of some people's lives. Naturally, will have to be in some stories. I've never read a story in my entire life where it's needed, and I've lost all my progress because I forgot to save at the beginning of this level, and then it just drained all my ammo towards the end of it there. I'm starting to rethink my position on this map, on this mod already. I mean, at least quite early on, it gives me shotguns, because shotguns fall from very low level enemies. Just, really wish I still had my chain gun. To be honest, that tells you more about the stories that I've read than the validity of your point. Sure. Okay. I'm clearly not going to win this debate, so okay, yeah, Mozo, you win on this. Where's that pinky off to? Literally, where's that pinky going? That's like he only just realised I was behind him. Hit the barrel, that's it. I really hate arachnotrons. Well, there's a chain gun I was wanting earlier. This is kind of, telling me that I should be using my rocket launcher more. There's rockets dotted all around the place and rocket launcher pickups. It does seem to be saying, use your rocket launcher to deal with problems more. Okay. Oh, and there's a revenant up there. Ah. Oh. No. Really don't like the weapon selection in this. Really don't. I mean, to be fair, that is also because I put in I'm used to, you press a number and you select, and that's it, you select a weapon. Jeez, there goes most of my health. Thank you, Revenant. I'm getting out of there. I'm dealing with that. Oh, there's another Remnant. Remnant? Revenant. I wish I was playing Remnant now. But no, that series is completely over now. There will be no more Remnant unless they decide to release more DLC, which I highly doubt. Or they... I'm really not liking this. I'm not liking this at all. Come on, these imps are really annoying me now. I'm actually running around. Right, let's see. Motus says, I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to convert you or whatever, I'm just arguing for your point of view and you're trying to see how I could completely disregard that aspect of human experience. I'm not trying to disregard it. I'm really not. I'm just not. Never mind. Like I said, I'm not going to continue the discussion on stream because I can't at this point. Save the game? I don't need to save the game. Well, I'm really weird. I don't like saving this like mid-mission. Although I think I really should start to pick up that as a habit. But I don't need to save it at the beginning of this mission either because I lost everything the last time I did this, so sending me back to the beginning of the mission won't actually do anything bad for me. Although I'll save it now because yeah, don't really want to be going into whatever this is. I'm just gonna. I need to fire off that. There we go. I just need to fire off a single shotgun shell because having an even number of having an odd number of shotgun shells was really getting to me. Oh, what? Why am I... Really? Really? Oh, and then throwing loads of close range enemies at me as well. Cool. Encourage me to use the rocket launcher. Try to punish me for using the rocket launcher. Great. Excellent. And now coming across the reason why I don't really play that many map packs in Doom and Doom 2. Because I don't gel with how they're made generally. Because the problem is that a lot of people come into Doom modding with regards to making maps with more modern views than Doom was actually meant to be. So you have a lot of concepts in the game that people have tried to put in, and it just doesn't gel well, like stuff with throwing enemies around the place. It doesn't work in conjunction with the fact that there's a lot of enemies that rely on hit scan. So when someone's firing a machine gun at you, you are pretty much going to take every single bullet they throw at you because hit scan. And while you can do something like that in a more modern shooter, and you can duck behind cover and pop out and fire off a few rounds, it works perfectly. In Doom, not so much, because again, hit scan. As soon as they look at you, if they're properly aligned, they pull the trigger, you get hit. There's no judging from bullet travel distance or anything like that. It just, you pull the trigger and the damage is applied. Oh great, now Kakadin spam. I mean, this is not even, this doesn't even feel like it's a challenge. It's just basically how dare you have ammo? How dare you think that you can have ammo in this game? It's only the second map. Only the second map of the expansion. I'm guessing the expansion's got 8 levels. That's what I think if it was when it's episodic, because they tend to base episodes a bit more on Doom 1's style of maps, which is tends to be groups of 8. 9 if you include the secret missions. Right. I've lost most of my health already. just goes to very much illustrate my point of these games Doom mods are made with a very different perspective than the original Doom games were, so they don't always work entirely well. Because they're trying to make an engine do something it was never designed to do. Now, to be honest, and full respect to the modding community, the sort of things that I've seen people do with the Doom engine can be phenomenal. Like, there are things that you never thought you would be able to do, especially when you bring GZ Doom into the mix. Like, you have things like you can have rooms above rooms, which you actually can't do in Doom. Something about the programming in the original Doom engine, very similar to Wolfenstein. You can't have rooms that are on top of other rooms. The game just doesn't let you. Like when you put a map tile, it will basically have content all the way above and below the same thing. Oh, that's just unfair. That's a lot of Kafka units. Individually, they're cute. En masse, a little unfair like that. They are really trying to say that I should use the rocket launcher a lot because of just how many rockets they give me. 2 minutes 30 to finish that. Ah! Another fun fact, the original Zelda had copyrighted music, so they had to quickly change it the day before release. That's impressive then. That's impressive that they managed to come up with a lot of the now iconic music that they did in just a day or so. Like, that's nice and impressive. It's similar to how like in the first Shrek movie, with when All-Star plays at the beginning of the film. That wasn't supposed to be All-Star. That was they had put that in there as a placeholder with the thought of they will think of something and they will get a more appropriate scene that will more appropriate song that will fit better, and they'll include that when they get it. They never did, and they kept it with All Star, and it became as famous as it did now. 69 HP. Yes. Curses. Distracting imps. Oh, okay. That probably classed as a secret. But I don't want the chainsaw. I'm going to want a more close range weapon. I actually did not want a more close range weapon, but still! Hey! Need yellow key, okay. I have a yellow key. Not yet, anyway. Oh, it is warning. I said waning. Like, the door is now a moon phase. Oh, loads of doors are coming down all over the place and revealing monsters all around. Oh, the chain gunner as well. And they give me plasma cells. Lost souls. You watch, the next thing they're going to throw at me, arch vials. Bet you anything I'm getting arch vials soon. I have to say as well, the music of this, top notch. I approve of the music. That really looks like it should be a red door. But no, that's the red door. And a Hell Knight, of course there's a Hell Knight. Oh yay. Oh, Mancubus. Wow. again, this game is... I'm pretty sure this game is somewhat screaming at me to use the rocket launcher more, just because of the absolute velocity of rockets they are giving me. But at the same time, they are very much saying, no, don't use the rocket launcher, you'll die. Because look, all these doors, you know, opening and closing. Effectively, you know, mini crushers and barricades, so I do a wrongly timed rocket and I kill myself. And of course, yay, one of them actually worked. And another one did. Let's see. Though the makers of All Star hate that movie at the point. They banned people on Twitter. Wow. That's the wrong way to go about it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's a meme. People will make memes. And your best opportunity to, you know, get a good... What on earth? What's the reason or the trigger behind that? Oh, really? See you later, game time. Have fun with the game, club goers. And I'm dead. Wait, what? Oh, that was the entrance level. Did I save? I did. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, memes will get made, and your best way to deal with them, if someone's making a meme out of your content like they did with Shrek, your best bet is to go along with it. Embrace it, and you say, oh, okay, look, yeah, our music's been made into a meme, but at the same time, people are enjoying it, and because of it, we've gotten more popularity. People know about the song and about us a lot more. And, you know, join in with it. Join in with a laugh. Because going and banning, talking about it on Twitter and all that sort of thing, that's a good way to get yourself made into a meme, and not the good kind. Oh, no, there is actually... overreaction to use a super shotgun against a zombie man, but hey, it still works. Almost is still here. You don't know how long. Brain's starting to go Blair. You really need to catch up on sleep. I agree, but you know, the circumstance isn't exactly the best for you to catch up on sleep, so I understand that. But I mean, if you can find some time to sleep, you know, when it's quiet, then, you know, I would definitely recommend grabbing it, if possible, because, yeah, sometimes, even if all the situations point to it being good for sleep, sometimes, you know, your brain just goes, nah, I don't need sleep. Who needs sleep? Sleep's for losers. And you can get more money for the memes as well. Yeah, very true. Because, you know, if you go along with the memes, then, you know, people will recognise it. Say, oh, no, they're actually a group of fun people. You know, they embrace the joke. Good. So they get more popularity. You know, people actually buy into them more. Which is good. It says you think they may be done today, but you're not sure. You very much hope so. I mean, considering over in your time, it's 7:30 already, or nearly. I would really hope that they're done for the day, because I don't know about if it's the same over there, but there's like over here there's laws against having too much noise up past 8 o'clock, I think it is, or it might be 9 o'clock. By the way, yeah, you're not allowed to have really, really loud noise and really repetitive stuff past a certain time late night over here, and you know, it is something like that, and you know, because construction happens, and people doing DIY and home improvement and all that. It is meant to stop people being doing that into the late hours of the night, because, you know, people like to sleep at those sort of times. Most says there's a law like that there too, but you don't know what time it is, so it might be 8 or 9. It probably is going to be 8 or 9, because that's... everything I've seen points to that being the case because of the arbitrary thing known as the watershed. Which is basically, you know, this is around the time when all the kiddywinks are supposed to go to school, go to sleep, ready for school tomorrow. So after this point in time, we can show whatever we like on TV. But before that, and after that though, it can't be anything too loud, no, because the little kiddywinks are trying to sleep. I mean, I know my bedtime was set for 8 o'clock for... oh... yeah, my bedtime set at 8 o'clock, since the earliest I can remember, up to me turning 9. Because when I became 9, my parents basically said, okay, you know, your bedtime is now 9 at night. So when I turned 10, I tried to say, does that mean my bedtime is now 10? To which my parents said, nice try. Which is fair, you know, don't ask, you don't get. But no, I was pushing my luck there. But it was... my bedtime was 9 o'clock for quite a while. I can't remember if my bedtime ever got like extended to 10 o'clock. Before my parents just said, you know what, go to bed when you like. You know, you're old enough to determine it for yourself. I just can't remember if it was 9 o'clock before then. Ah. Yeah, the key is now becoming accessible. I mean, to be fair, I probably could have got onto it from there. Why? Why have we got imps now spawning everywhere? And they've closed down the shuttle. Oh, why? And Mancubi. Why? What is the purpose of this? Why did anyone think this was a good idea? Oh, great. Rocket launcher time, I'm guessing then. It says your bedtime was usually 7, but also your sleep pattern was backwards and weird back then too. Getting up at 4 AM to draw. Ah! And then you had insomnia when you were 8 or so, like your sleep pattern never been really stable. See, I probably wasn't doing myself favours anyway, because I don't recall when I started doing it, but when I had the PlayStation 1, let's see, it was up until I was like 16, so up until about 2002. At some point, I got a console, and I started setting an alarm on my watch to wake me up at 5:45 every morning. Bearing in mind we left the house at 7:30 to, you know, take my my biological father to work, and then to drop me off at school on the way to my mum then going to work. So I would use that time. I would get up quite quickly, get dressed swiftly and all that stuff, and then I'd start playing games. I'd turn the PlayStation on and I'd just start playing games for the rest of the morning. And then oh, okay, there's a pain elemental as well. Oh, come on! A Spectre, a Chain Gun Guy, and Lost Souls coming from the pain elemental. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, because one of the things I remember doing was, this was around the time that Final Fantasy VII released. So yeah, 1997, around about 1997, I was playing Final Fantasy VII for like 5:45 in the morning until around about 7ish when my mum would come in to wake me up. So at that point, you know, I would often have to make it look like I turned my PS4 off, which if I wasn't at a save point, I wouldn't do, because, you know, I'm not going to turn off my PS1 and you lose all that progress. So I would pause the game, turn my TV off, and then put a piece of paper over my PlayStation to hide the fact that the power light was still on. And then I'd go to school. and I come back and resume playing. And that's how I got through Final Fantasy VII when it first released, and you know how I finished it pretty darn quickly because I just spent so much time playing. Once or twice my mum actually caught on to me doing that, and well, because I'd forgotten to put the piece of paper in place. My mum actually went in and turned my PS1 off, so lost all that progress now. And then there was the one time when my cat walked over it and pressed and put her paw on, no, his paw on the reset button. Wasn't happy with that. Like, oh, that's my entire session just gone down the drain. Thank you, cat. Let's see. DJ says your bedtime was the same as mine, but on Saturdays it was 11. See, I didn't get a different bedtime for weekends. It was still the same, be it weekday or weekend. I was told to go to bed at the same time. It's just my parents were a little lenient about letting me stay up a bit longer, or you know, if I didn't mention anything, they would tend to forget the time more on weekend evenings. Moto didn't have that. She had the best chance at having a non mess up sleeping pattern, but you still didn't turn out this. I mean, yeah, same. I very quickly realised that, you know, me being allowed to stay up as long as I wanted meant I can actually stay up and go to bed when I like, so I can now go to bed at 4 AM if I so chose. Chose. And so I did. 4 AM started becoming my time to sleep, and it stuck like that even up until now. And there are some nights, you know, that insomnia strikes me, and I'm just, you know, left here after my streams that finish at 4 in the morning. Like, I can't go to sleep now, so I might as well encode my last stream, and let's just, yeah. And then before I know it's like, oh look, it's 11 AM. Now my body's starting to tell me I'm tired. And sadly, when my body starts telling me it's tired, the way it does that is by triggering off every single digestive problem I have. Usually starting with acid reflux. And no matter what I do, I can't get it to go away. So drinking water doesn't help, taking medicine doesn't help, eating doesn't help. Nothing. It's just, you know, I've got permanent acid reflux at that point. Can we stop with the heavy demon spam, please? Especially with those homing rockets, and my rockets won't fire up when I need to. If you're gonna have enemies placed up high, don't make it ones who have homing shots, so that it doesn't matter where they're standing, they're still going to be able to hit you. You know, make it a little bit fairer. Proof that the people who make these mods don't make the mods for Doom, because to be fair, most of the mod makers mod for GZ Doom. And when you mod for GZ Doom, you mod for someone who is using mouse look. So if they're not using mouse look, then you have them at a massive disadvantage. Like, for mouse look, I could just aim up there and fire a rocket, no problem whatsoever. But because it's not mouse look enabled, and it's just the base Doom engine, I have to line the middle of my weapon firing up in just the right way at the right time, so he passes in front of it when I fire the rocket, and then it will go upwards. During which time he's probably moved somewhere else, so the rocket explodes harmlessly. Ow! Where did that come from? Oh, it's him. It's the Revenant, you know, firing homing rockets at me. Which I can't do anything to deal with because I just, you know, like previously mentioned. He's got a plasma rifle. There you go, yeah, looking at the plasma rifle. That thing which makes it all the blues and this look different, it just, you know, is just, the mod maker of this has just basically changed the hue of the blue in the texture pack, so it affects every single blue in the game to go lighter. Now, to be fair, it doesn't actually look all that terrible. It's just, you know, it's... I suppose, to be fair, that's probably the only thing he was actually able to do to make it look more sci-fi without doing a full-on texture replace. I really don't think that they would have put a full texture replace into this, because it's only a console version of Doom. They wouldn't put that much effort into it, and I'm dead. I really am not liking this mod. I'm really not. In fact, to the point where I'm just, yeah, nah. We're going to delete that. Yep, delete it. And we're going to try with the last mod pack, No Restful Living. By Nerve Software, apparently. So the people who did the remake, who basically ported Doom 1 and 2 over to the PS4, and did very minimal effort in doing so, this is their mod pack. No Restful Living, it's a single chapter thing. Yeah, level. Let's see. It's basically like a body follows a 28-hour rhythm or something like that. But when you was at school, you had to force your 28-hour body rhythm into a 24-day-night pattern. That went well for a few months at best, and then just went down the toilet. And that's the bane of my existence even now. My sleep pattern isn't just shifted or backwards, I say that in shorthand, but my sleep pattern doesn't align with the world and keeps shifting forever. Mine's similar. I do try to keep some semblance of order to it, but lately I really haven't been able to keep handle it. Like lately, it's really gone out of commission. Like some nights I'm going to bed at 5, maybe 6 in the morning, but most nights recently I've just been conking out completely at what most people would consider normal times to go to sleep. So generally between 10 and midnight, and I've been sleeping for ages after that. Like, no joke, I was not playing, like, well, my stream of Other Side last night, I finished doing that about 1:30. I went to bed straight after that, and that was, that was that. I went to bed like that, and I woke up briefly at, 9 o'clock, 8 something, went back to sleep, and the next thing I know, it's 2:30, or thereabouts. Space Fox, what's this sleep you speak of? This mythical thing that apparently other people get a lot of. I actually know very few people who sleep well, to be honest. And when I say sleep well, I am including that, sleeping for over 10 hours at the drop of a hat is not sleeping well. That's oversleeping. DJ says now more on sleep, as you never get sleep for the random pain you get. It can go 5 to 100 randomly. It can start now or in 4 weeks. Sorry to hear that. That is rough. I would not wish sleep problems on anyone. Whether your sleep is interrupted by outward forces or just your brain saying, nah, I'm not tired, honest. This is the time we usually go to sleep? Nah, I'm awake. Oh, look, there's a texture breakdown there. Yep. And he goes out, pop in, pop out, pop in. It says, I tend to sleep 2 to 4 hours later than the night before, provided you actually get 10 proper hours of sleep. The only time that I sleep like 10 hours or more is if I am ridiculously tired. Like, I honestly cannot sleep for that length of time. Either from, just my body waking up and my brain going, nah, that's enough sleep, we're good now. Or me saying, like, I've slept for 6 hours already. I still feel tired, but I am going to feel personally like I'm wasting my day if I sleep any longer. And I will beat myself up about it consistently. But, obviously I don't apply that judgment to other people. Space Fox says, as a night worker, you're jealous of you all. Hey, to be fair, how many times have you come back from work to find that I'm still awake? So, don't be jealous of me. Be jealous of people who have a sleeping pattern, sure, but Not me, and also not Emoto. Emoto's sleeping pattern's almost as bad as mine. Fun fact from DJ: Link was named Link because he was meant to be from the future, and he was the Link. Oh, hence why they made the game A Link to the Past. That makes sense, actually. And Magic Triangles, the Triforce, are meant to be microchips. That makes a lot of sense, actually. With whenever you see them in, like, especially in the animated series, when it's like on the back of their hand, it's like it's a very common place that you see in sci-fi that people have microchips put. Most is lucky. I feel like I lose so much time, literally can't function on less than 10 hours of sleep. I just can't function. Doesn't matter how much sleep I have or haven't had. I just can't function. It's just, it's a spectrum. Like, I can function at, I don't know, say 75% efficiency, and then my body decides, nah, you're going all down to 10 efficiency. But I've never gone at 100% efficiency. Never. Doesn't help the fact that I can be very easily distracted, in the sense of, oh, hey, what's that? I'm awake. Well, I've got a lot of time ahead of me. What can I do with all this time? Well, I could sit down and start practicing art and get better at this drawing lark that I want to do and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I could practice all that. Or I could load up Final Fantasy XIV and sit and stare at that for a while I wait for cues to pop. So everything that is sensible would say, do the art. But no, I still end up loading up Final Fantasy and just sitting on that. And, hey, because it's a common phase for me at this point, I then beat myself up about that. Because, hey, I beat myself up over everything. I was saying, there's a reason why you're going into rehab, but at least my brain is alert enough to do writing, reading, art, or whatever you do. If you don't sleep 10 hours properly, all that goes out the window. Yeah, I completely understand that. Aha. All that just gets some armor. Okay. Again, so far I'm kind of liking this mod. I fully expect that to change, but at the moment I am kind of liking it. Oh, there's the exit. I wasn't expecting to get the exit. I don't know where the yellow key is. Yellow key opens up some more of the level. Don't mind. Done. Done the mission. Entering the pain labs. Okay. Okay, entering the pain labs. As I just want this to last for like another 15 minutes at least, because I really don't want to start Doom 64 this late into the stream. I really don't. But unless this mod proves to be, grabbing my attention and stays fair, fun, and playable throughout the entirety of it, and it lasts for a very long time. Unless that happens, next stream, at some point during it, I'm going to be finishing Doom 2 and going into Doom 64. A game which I have actually not played before properly. I have played, when it comes to Doom 64, basically it came free with Doom Eternal. I installed it, I loaded it up just long enough for me to have a little bit of a mess around. I think I might have finished the first level. Might not. Can't remember if I did or not. And then quit out and didn't touch it, because then it was after that that I did my streams on Doom Eternal. And after that came the whole thing of doing the entire Doomiverse, because it turned out I could get all of the Doom games on PS4. So I've decided to do that, and I've not touched Doom 64 because I looked up what is the quote-unquote canon official order of Doom games, and Doom 64 does not come into it until after Doom 2. But thankfully, Doom 3 came first, so I got to get that ridiculous mess done and out of the way of first. But it also means that, chronologically speaking, after Doom 64, however long that takes, I can go on to my favourite Doom game. I keep saying this almost every stream about Doom, and I make no apologies because I will never stop touting the fact that Doom 2016 is my favourite of the series by a country mile. DJ's the same on art, still need to finish some of your art, but you play games instead. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten almost everything that I can to make it so that my art is nice and easy and accessible. I have a new graphics tablet, I have a artist glove, I have art software, got it all. All I actually need to do to start doing art is basically move my keyboard, bring the tablet into the centre of my desk, hook it up to the PC, and then open up a program and start. That's all I need to do, and still yet my body, my brain finds ways to distract me from doing just that. Although I will say that I sincerely hope that when I get a display graphics tablet, I should say, rather than one of the pads that you draw on whilst looking, and it's basically a different mouse, and it interacts with the pad and then projects what you're doing on the pad onto a PC screen. So you're not looking at what you're drawing with your hand, you're looking at what's going on the PC. And for me, there's a real big disconnect between my hand-eye coordination of what my hand is doing with the pen compared to what's going on the screen. It's really, really difficult for me to translate that. However, a friend of mine has offered me both of their display graphics tablets. Like one is admittedly a small one, which is meant for I think it's more like it's actually a tablet phone sort of thing, like an iPad but not by Apple sort of thing. Has offered me that, and also her large professional Wacom thing. Okay, hi Hell Knight. So my sincere hope is that if I can get my hands on those, my ability with them, to just pick it up and start drawing will vastly increase, because it's there. I just need to pick it up, turn it on, and then the display is in front of me, and then I can do it just there. Mo says, fun fact nobody asked for, there exists a Bavarian, and not German, specifically Bavarian translation for the Wikipedia pages for various figures of Norse mythology. Reading that makes you feel drunk. Fun fact relating to that, Arnold Schwarzenegger offered to do the translation to German for all of his films that he was in. They refused, even though that he'd be basically translating his own voice. And the reason was because he is Austrian. They actually said that his accent makes him sound like a farmer, and that just makes me laugh so much. If you think watching the Terminator 2, only Arnold Schwarzenegger in it speaks like a farmer. Can you imagine the ridiculously of that? That would have me in fits of laughter throughout the entirety of it. DJ you do all your art on paper, so if you screw up on your art, it's another 10 minutes. Yeah, I started out on paper, but my whole thinking was I wanted to go into digital art from the get-go, and my thinking of it was I have to be good at art on paper before I can even touch digital art. Otherwise, if I can't draw on paper, then what's my chance of drawing on the graphics tablet, sort of thing. That was my thought process. And then Emoto actually said, turned around and said, well, no, actually, you can just go straight to digital if you want, because you're still learning how to draw. It doesn't really matter on your medium. At the end of the day, you'll produce a drawing. So that's you know, basically where I started picking up, going on to digital art. Oh, okay. Emoto's laughing at the farmer thing, and yeah, Emoto is the same. She does art on paper as well. That's done. Canyon of the Dead. Save. Okay, so on map 3 already, and it's going smoothly. It's enjoyable. You know, it's simple. It's Doom. It's very Doom-like. So, Nerve Software, you may not have done much with, you know, porting Doom 1 and 2 to current consoles. Basically, all you really did was port it over, which isn't that much of a big thing because, hey, almost anything can run Doom these days. And added in a very iffy weapon selection look. Like that thing at the top there with the red weapons, that is wholly Nervesoft's doing. I mean, I can understand, you know, with I can understand why they put it in, and you know, for its purpose, it does work because the original Doom 1 and 2 relies on, as you can see in the HUD to the left of Doom Guy's face, it's got numbers lit up, and those indicate, you know, which weapons you have and which number they correspond to. And pressing the this corresponding numbers brings out the weapon immediately. Now, on a console, most people will use a controller. Controllers don't tend to have numbers on them like that. So, while people are used to, with this velocity of weapons, scrolling between the shoulder buttons, they thought to you know, have them in with the display. And the display, you know, it's not a bad thing. You know, it does its job. It's just it stands out. It doesn't look like it fits in with Doom. Like the graphics on it versus the rest of Doom just doesn't suit right. It very much stands out as being there's something really not right about it. So Emoto says paper and digital, but more often than not on paper, like 65% paper, 25% digital, and 10% otherwise. That's not a bad thing, I think. There's no, like, the thing that I've picked up and learned is that there is no bad art medium. Like, there just isn't. If you're producing art, then, you know, good. It's still a creative process, regardless of whether the fact that, you know, you use a digital art program which, for example, makes it so that it's very easy to do shading. Doesn't mean that, you know, you're any less good for relying on that to do the shading. It just means, you know, that, you know, perhaps like you want something that makes shading a bit easier, so you can, you know, spend more time on attention to detail otherwise. And even then, it's not as if with digital arts it's, you know, oh, I press a button and everything shades itself perfectly. Not like that at all. It's just, you know, for the most part, you don't have to worry about things like you know, pen weight or anything like that, or pressing down. Ooh, that's a lot of bad guys. I'm going to go down the other blue door. And while there are things that will help you do shading better in digital art programs, like I've been told in some of them there's tools where you can effectively place a light source, so it will help guide you to what sort of shading will be. Then yeah, perfectly, that's completely fine. Again, you know, doesn't mean you're any less skilled. It just means that you might have problems visualizing where a light source would be and where it affects everything, because, you know, not everyone can create things in their, you know, in their mind's eye perfectly well. I mean, I know that I have trouble with that. I have a huge amount of trouble when I've got an idea in my head and, you know, visualizing it. If I try to explain that idea, oh, that goes out the window so fast. That's why I've commissioned very little art. Like, I've got loads of... I know a lot of my artist friends who I adore their art style, and I would love to, you know, help them along in, you know, how bad these times are by commissioning them and saying, hey, I'd like, you know, this is a piece of artwork I would really like to see commissioned, can you do it? Sort of thing. I just, you know, when I sit there and think, how on earth am I going to describe what I want to this person? I just freeze up. I cannot describe it. I just can't. And which is, you know, why I don't do commissions. Well, why I don't commission many people. And the other problem is, like, because I get all my money that I'm supposed to live off a month at the beginning of the month, I often get so tied up with doing other things with my money that I forget. And by the time I remember, it's like, I have no money now. But I want to try and, you know, start doing that, you know, like, I don't know, ask around a few of my friends who do art and say, you know, I'd like to commission you, basically. You know, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'd do. Well, I'd ask people to commission, but that's what I want to do. I want to start commissioning my friends who do art more to do things. So, you know, that way it helps them, and yeah. Just helps people all around. So I want it to be a thing that I do. It says wise words. Art happens 90% in the brain and 10% in the medium. Yeah. Yeah, if you... yeah, that's it. That's it exactly, really. Like, if you can visualise and you've got in your mind what you want to do, then how you do it, it does not matter. It's no one else's business. How you do your art is no one else's business but yours, and it's not for anyone else to judge you on, positively or negatively, really. But, you know, it should be, here's the outcome of my work. That's what you get. That's what you get out of it. You know, here's the outcome of my work. I finished an art project. This is the way that it turned out, and I'm really proud of this. Yes, I like this. And that's all it should be. But, you know, there are people out there I have seen who look down on people who do digital art, or people who do paper art. But there's no wrong way of doing art. Like, there was that thing that people were making fun of a few years ago, when it transpired that places like DreamWorks and Pixar and all that had to go basically send all their a lot of their animators, you know, to learn how to draw because they were doing digital art so much. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of at all. Like, you know, when you're using a program that, I know, for example, at the touch of a button will draw you a perfect circle. Where's the harm in using it? Like, where is the actual harm in that program? What does it take away from someone else's life or experience that is so terrible that you have to police it? There's no need. It says, unless you ask for constructive criticism, of course, or just feedback in general. But yeah, respect the work. Respect the work that's been done, and, like, you know, feedback is good. Feedback is always a good thing. Obviously, if you don't know the artist well, maybe ask first before giving feedback or constructive criticism. You know, to just at least gauge the level of stuff that they are willing to hear about it, because, you know, some people just don't want to hear criticism. Some people don't want to hear it too harshly. You know, different people like to hear different things. But if you know the person, you know, there's no reason why you can't say, you know, here's how I think you could improve, or here's what I think looks off about this. Because, you know, anyone who's creative, in any sense of the word, whether it's art or doing, or writing, or singing, or pretty much anything that's even the slightest bit creative, can guarantee you that every single creative person is their own worst critic. An artist will be able to sit down and walk you through every single error that they think they can see in their art. And, you know, yes, it might not be good in the artist's side. It might be failing in the artist's side because it didn't come out exactly perfectly as they wanted it to. And that's okay. Because, you know, it's frustrating when the idea in your head doesn't come out as it did on paper. But the key thing is that people may still like what you've produced. And, you know, that's... Oh! That's a lot. I was worried about that. Even that enemy spam wasn't all that bad. That really wasn't. But yeah. Artists will always have much more of a negative opinion on their work than other people will. It's just, you know, it's just the way of art, because, you know, you will notice whilst you're making the object, all the things that you are trying to do versus what's being produced in front of you. You will see that it's not actually marrying up, and you'll beat yourself up about it because this is the way things go. Hell Mountain. But always, you know, it is a bit of a skill to learn. Always take your own criticism of your own work on top of what other people say. Definitely take other people's opinions into account, because at the end of the day, you know, it's like with the games industry. At the end of the day, who has the biggest say in whether a game succeeds or fails or how good it is? It's not the developers. It's the customers. The customers are the people who say whether whether what you've produced is good or not, regardless of how good the developers think that it is. Like, I'm pretty sure that the developers of, say, for example, Duke Nukem Forever thought that it was amazing. They thought, yes, at last, we've been working at this for 15 years, it is now perfect, here you go. And the fans slated it. They said it was awful. So if it was by the developers thing, then yes, that game was good, but, you know, they'd still be able to say, you know, it's not that great in these places, because, you know, it can't be 100% great, because it's impossible to make a perfect game, especially when people are waiting on it for 15 years. But no, like, always think, you know, at least pay some very considerate attention to people who are your consumers and what they say, and try to, you know, try to quieten your own demons about your own imperfections in your work. So your DJ is playing a Dungeon Keeper game named Dungeons 2 that makes you thinking what you really want to play so bad but can't because of copyright reasons. Brutal Legend. Oh, Brutal Legend would be such a good game to stream, except for two things. One, as DJ mentioned, copyright issues left, right and centre, because almost every single song in that would come under a DMCA claim. So my stream would basically be almost completely muted because of that. And secondly, it's a real-time strategy game, which I'm notoriously awful at. Really awful. Give me a real-time strategy game and I will show you how badly I can be at it. Like, I might actually do that. Just for fun, one of these days I might say, oh look, here, I've got a real-time strategy game, let's see how awful I am at it. I think I've actually got a couple of Total War games, so if they will actually work on the stream, I might one day, for fun, stream a Total War game and say, come and watch how awful I am at these kind of games. Because I am really awful at real-time strategies. See, Motor says, and a person who doesn't want to hear criticism, even if it's fair, is not a bad person for that. That's true as well, yes. Sometimes all it takes is just some time for the initial happy rush fades before they're able to hear criticism. Let them ride that wave, and then what was said previously kicks in. They'll tear their own work to pieces as soon as the happy juice runs out. Very true, Moto. Yes. I neglected to elaborate on that point as well, but very well said. If someone doesn't want to hear criticism, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Some people want to revel in the fact that yes, I've made something and I think it's amazing. And let them ride that way. And when their euphoria about it has gone away, if you know them well enough, if it's been a while, it's like, okay, that piece of art you've done, would you like to hear some criticism or some feedback on it? If you don't want to, still fine. But yeah, it's never a bad thing if people don't want constructive criticism, because, you know, there's any number of reasons behind it. You said that was a lot of demons. It really was. I wasn't expecting that. Like, when that massive wall chunk was coming down, I was thinking there's going to be something big behind there, like a Baron of Hell is going to be there, or, you know, a couple of Barons. Like, it's like something, you know, quite chunky is going to be behind there. Not quite a boss. I was hoping it wasn't going to be a boss, but that big swirl of demons. Ooh. But so far, I'm liking this add-on. It feels very Doom-like, and it's very much in the vein of Doom. And it's like, yes, there's a lot of enemies at times. Yes, the levels can be a bit complicated and a bit wide open, but it doesn't feel like it's trying to be too modern, and it doesn't feel like it's trying to not be Doom. So yeah, I'm definitely liking this mod. I think this mod I'm going to, well, actually, let's have a look. That's map 4. I think there's only 8 maps. I think. So this will basically be next week when I stream this. It will be finishing this mod off and then going into Doom 64. Doom 64 is already installed on this, by the way, so it will just be a seamless transition. Space Fox says storms arrive. You think, yeah, yeah, it's very, very windy out there. I noticed also that I should have ended this stream about 10 minutes ago. So to be fair, the storm being around here, it's probably a good indication I should do that. But yeah, I got caught up on making my lengthy talk about art and criticism, and then finishing that previous level at the same time. So this is where I'm going to be. I'm not just pausing it just so I can, you know, chat. This is actually where I'm, you know, somewhat tailing off the end of the stream and saying, you know, this is where I'm ending the stream. So Yomoto says, a tiny note. Sometimes denial happens, and people are a bit deluded about their own skills. To be honest, you don't know how to handle this kind of people. But also, why care? Let them be. If it's just a bit sad they refuse to be open to improvement. True. Yes. If someone really outright says they don't want any feedback or anything, then just leave them to it. If they never want feedback and constructive criticism, leave them to it. Let them keep stay where they are. If they don't want to improve, then fine. If they don't want to hear other people's opinions on how they can improve, also fine. If they do improve on their own, awesome, brilliant. But at the same time, it is a bit sad when someone's just not open to feedback whatsoever. But, you know, you can't help everyone. That's the problem. You can't help everyone. And he says, with the game developers, there was a game that was so good and was going to be made a sequel, but it's Microsoft. Game's name is Cameo. Oh, I remember Cameo, one of the launch titles from the Xbox 360. That was a very good game with a really good concept. But yeah, never got a sequel. But, you know, sadly, a lot of games these days, they're not... Like, they don't fall into the right category. Like, they're nice and imaginative, they're different, and they're way out there. But because a lot of people, the main, you know, swell of gamers just want familiarity and something they're used to, they don't give that new stuff a chance. So they slate it in reviews, and then they don't buy it, or they don't invest in it. They don't support the developer. And then, because of the sales values being so low and how little money they've made, they just don't have the backing or the money to make a sequel. And so many series have died because of that, which is a crying shame. It happens a lot. It happens a lot more these days. Actually, no, it doesn't happen all that much these days, because you have you've got things like supporting like Kickstarter, Steam Early Access, Steam Workshop. A lot of places are a lot more open to individual and indie developers. It's a much bigger market these days for getting it out into the public eye than it used to be. It used to be really difficult for people to do so. And games could, you know, absolutely get destroyed, especially if their publisher wasn't playing ball all that well either. And yes, DJ is at Xbox 360 only, sadly. I don't know if it ever got put on backwards compatibility of the Xbox One. I also don't own an Xbox One. I'm hoping to get my well, actually, no, I do still own an Xbox 360 somewhere. The only issue is I don't think I could actually stream with it, because could I? No, I think I could. If it's HDMI, then I possibly could stream it. Although, don't know, because I've heard that streaming stuff like the PS3 is an absolute nightmare. Trying to stream it directly from console, which is why people basically employ the use of emulators to do them on stream. Anyway, going over time by nearly 15 minutes now. This is where I'm going to be ending the stream, and having rambled and ranted quite a lot towards the end. Thank you all very much for coming along. It's been a lot of fun. Like finishing off Doom 2 in the early times, I honestly thought the Icon of Sin was going to give me a lot more issues than it did. But it was a nice, different thing for Doom 2. It's a nice little boss level, but it's dead. It's gone. I didn't even show you the issue with well, not the issue, but if you enable the no clip cheat and go into the Icon of Sin, you see a digitized John Romero's head on a pike, and that's the thing you're actually killing. Hence what it says at the beginning, saying to beat the game you must kill me, John Romero. So there's a nice little hint, nice little nod there as well. And then we went on to the BSTX mod, which started off nice and it looked very nice, but it quickly fell into the whole thing of like enemy spam, tough enemy spam just for the sake of it. But yeah, and now we're on to this one, which honestly is quite fun. Next stream is going to be tonight at 1 AM, where I'm going to be going back to Ghost of Tsushima. And I cannot praise that game enough. I absolutely adore the game, and I read up on what lethal mode is in it, and it's everything I hoped it was. It is, yes, you die in probably one sword strike, but so do the enemies. And like, just the whole thing of like combining that with the Kurosawa mode, that just seems like it would make the perfect viewing experience. But we'll see when we get to it tonight. But yeah, that's the next stream planned is for tonight at 1 AM, going to be doing Ghost of Tsushima. But until then, I hope you all have a nice evening, day, night, morning, afternoon, whatever time it's for you at this point in time. Until next time, stay safe, see you later.